Why are successful musicians still going broke? TLC was a worldwide phenomenon. They sold 14 million records, had Grammys and had sold out tours. And they had to file for bankruptcy in the middle of it all. John Fogerty wrote some of the most iconic rock songs of all time. Proud Mary, Fortunate Son, and lost the rights to his own music for decades. Today, an artist can go viral on TikTok, have over 20 million streams on Spotify, and still make lesser than a minimum wage earning barista. And you know what the best part of this is? These aren't stories of failure. These are stories of success. And if success still leads to poverty, then maybe the problem isn't the artist. Maybe it's the system that the artist exists in. In today's video, I'm going to explore the reasons why successful musicians still go broke. Chapter 1. The original hustle trap. Before there were labels, there were kings. Composers like Bach and Haydn were court employees and they worked for a salary, housing and food. They were creative servants, writing on command for the royals, serving their whims and wants and giving the royals the music that was asked of them. Mozart was the first composer to change everything. He left his court job to go independent and was one of the first truly freelance artists. And he made good money too, up to 10,000 florins a year, or roughly $150,000 in today's currency. But he died broke and buried in a mass grave. Why? Because even back then, freedom did not mean security. Mozart had no safety net, no residuals, and no ownership. He built the myth of the self-made artist and lived the crash that follows it, that many still endure. Musicians run their own brand, manage their own social media, edit their own videos, chase commissions, and fund their own projects. No boss at all, but no backup either. This is the modern model. Creative freedom, but complete financial chaos. Chapter 2. The deal that makes you poor. Getting signed to a record label contract looks like success. Advance money, studio time, videos, and promotion. But there's a fine print to this contract. That money isn't income, it's debt. Labels front the costs, but they recoup everything from your cut, not theirs. You don't get paid until you've paid back the label for your advance, recording costs, marketing costs, music videos, tour support, and even snacks from the studio fridge. TLC were given an advance, but their contract only gave them 56 cents per album. And that was split 3 ways. Everything else went to pay back the label expenses. Even after selling 14 million copies of Crazy Sexy Cool, they owed their label millions. And the more they sold, the deeper in debt they fell. This is a business model where the more successful you become, the more you owe back to your label and the more in debt you become. Chapter 3. Streams don't pay rent. Streaming was supposed to democratize music, but truth be told, it just scaled up the problem. In 2024, streaming made up of 84% of all global music revenue, over $24.8 billion. But artists, they earn between $0.003 to $0.006 per stream. So let's break it down a bit, shall we? 1 million streams equals roughly $4,000 gross. Label takes 50% in most deals. Management takes around 15 to 20%. You're left with less than $1,500. And after tax, maybe $1,000. Since the label funds the record or the track, most of the backend from the song is owned by the label and not the artist. And these labels hold the keys to mainstream success. And the best part about streaming platforms is that they use a pro rata model, which means all the money from subscriptions from all the users goes into one giant pot. And that pot isn't divided based on what you listen to. It's divided based on who gets the most streams overall. So even if you listen to small independent artists the whole month, your money still mostly goes to Drake, Taylor Swift, Bad Bunny, and all the other artists that make up the top 0.6% of musicians worldwide. It's like ordering a meal from your local chef and watching your payment go to McDonald's because they happen to serve more people. You're helping fund the top 0.6%. Even when your listeners try to support you directly. It's not just unfair, I think it's just mathematically impossible for most musicians to survive on streaming numbers alone. Chapter 4. The cost of leveling up. Let's say you beat the odds. You've got fans, momentum, and a bit of money coming in. Now the real costs begin. You want to upgrade your album production? That's let's say around 15 to 20 lakh rupees per record or $20,000. You want a great music video? That's around 5 to 10 lakh rupees per video or roughly around $10 to $20,000 per video. You want to go on tour? Here's what you're paying for. Flights or van rental, band plus crew wages, hotels and per diem expenses, insurance and backline, visas, gear rental and digital ads to support your tour. And often 20 to 30% of your merchandising goes to the venue. Even if you consistently sell out 500 capacity venues, you could still go on loss on tour. Every level of success demands more investment, and there's no guaranteed return. Just escalating pressure to keep leveling up your show and production. You're growing, but your profit margins actually might shrink. But unless you're insanely smart or have a great team, you're facing a financial cliff. Chapter 5. Freedom is just more work. So let's say you decide to go independent. You own your own masters, you control your own brand, no label taking any cuts. This sounds like the ideal scenario, yes? It is until you realize that now you are the label and you're also the investor, the marketer, the editor, the social media manager, the customer support representative, the logistics person for merchandising, pre-orders and meet and greets, and the tour manager. And who decides how well you do in this situation? The almighty algorithm. And the algorithm, by the way, is notorious for rewarding volume over value. So now you have to post constantly, try and game trends, feed the content machine. And even if you do everything right, you still don't own the platform because the algorithm belongs to the social media company, not you. You're just trying to figure it out. You are merely the user, you are not in control. You're just renting attention. And who gets to watch your content depends entirely on the algorithm and the social media company and what it stands for. This is techno-feudalism at its finest. The system profits, you burn out. So why are successful musicians still broke? Because the entire system is built to extract value from the art, not the artist. It doesn't care if you burn out as long as the product keeps flowing. Your song makes money for the platform, the label, the distributor, but you are last in line. The system does not invest in you as a human being. It just wants more content. And even if you're independent, it's the same game. Social media, Patreon, streaming, they all reward output, not sustainability. The system is not designed to support the artist. It is designed to mine the art. Whether it be Mozart or TLC or any modern indie act, the story stays the same even though time moves on. Art makes billions, but artists make burnouts. And this isn't just about music, it's happening everywhere. Teachers, designers, writers, coders. Anyone whose work is hard to quantify but easy to exploit. And we're all told to be grateful for the exposure while the platforms profit. And we're always told it's our fault. To hustle harder, to post more, stay grateful, to stay happy for doing what we love. But here's the truth. If success in a field leads to poverty, then it's not success. It's extraction. Because value is being created, just that its fruits are not reaching our mouths. And I personally think that if we want real change, it starts by understanding how the machine works and then refusing to power it on for free. Anyway, if you've stayed for so long, thank you so much. And please let me know in a comment what your thoughts on this topic are. As a musician, I love sharing my music with you. And here's a song I made recently that I'm really proud of. If you liked it, please leave a comment. I would love to connect with you.